So I guess I got a couple questions for you. One of the questions I had going into the Seattle game was, about Mustafa. And one, do you consider Mustafa? I know it's sacrilegious to say this, but is it possible that he's an upgrade on Hufanga? That he's possibly better than Hufanga? That's one. And two, do you believe that he can cover down the field? Because, do the Niners have two strong safeties and Mustafa's really a box player just masquerading as a safety down the field? Or do you believe that he's got coverage ability? And I mean, he had the pick. He ran out of bounds, but he had the pick. I don't know. I mean, I still don't know. What do you think? I mean, I haven't studied the all 22 on Mustafa yet. I'm going to in the next day. But where are you with Malik? He's obviously a really special kid. He's an incredible hitter, and he's got a nose for the football. What do you think of him as a deep middle kind of a guy, as a free safety? Can he play that deep middle?
Play him.
Go with him.
Play him.
I agree.
It's week 6. All right. We're moving in. Huff, we love you, but you're not ready. You're not back. All right. We've seen the film. Right now, the way all of these guys got their name is exactly how Malik Mustafa is getting on the field. He got thrusted onto the field with an injury, and the rest is history. And all of a sudden, we just run with the guy until we see no more growth. Right now, he's a rookie. He needs to be developed. All right. And yes, even though he's not as good as Talanoa Hufanga in pass defense, he's going to get better. And I think that he has the tools to be better. I think he's faster than Talanoa Hufanga. I think dare I say it, he's a little bit more of a physical hitter than Talanoa Hufanga. He pops off the screen a little bit more. And I want to be careful with my words because I really do respect Huff. I respect everything that he's done for us. But that ain't it. What I saw with Malik Mustafa against the Seattle Seahawks on Thursday night was kind of like the first, flashes of that Niners speed, right? That swarm. Remember the swarm year where everybody understood that, hey, man, it's 11 hats on the football. Everybody's coming to close out on the ball, no matter what. I'd much rather get a late hit than no hit at all. And Malik Mustafa gives me shades of the type of defense that we're accustomed to seeing around here, not just in execution, because you're going to make mistakes, and that's what coaches are for, but in play speed, team speed, bring it down the hill. Like, I'm telling you, there's a human element to the game where if there's a guy like that back there who's going to come down into the box with reckless abandon and sacrifice his body to stop you dead in your tracks, that translates. And I'll tell you, they tried to get it going. They did. They tried to get it going early with Kenneth Walker III. But that early hit, I'm not here to say that was everything, but that early hit from Malik Mustafa coming down into the box from safety, just to let them boys know, like, hey, man, you're going to get through the second level. That's cool, but you got hell to pay on the second or when you get to the top. I love that. And we haven't seen enough of that outside of Fred pulling a rabbit out of his hat. When we're on a bend but don't break scenario, or, Nick Bosa finally coming off with a Johnny-come-lately pressure that we finally been needing to get from him all game. No, we need consistent guys who are taking their chunk at the apple too. So when it's time for our big guys to win games, they've softened up that team for us, for them to be able to do what they need to, right? So I love Malik Mustafa being entered into the lineup. We were talking about it before he even came here, before he even got on the field. We were saying that, hey, man, they got to start playing these young guys. We've seen enough of what they got with their best laid plans of free agents and guys coming off injury. Now you got to show us you can coach. You can't just put guys on the field that you feel that that they're ready. And that's, in a way, that's kind of how the Niners have been able to roll out their young guys, and good on them. They've earned it, where you have so many good players that you can cross the barrier of being able to get on the field is a little bit harder for a rookie with the Niners than it would be on a team that sucks or a team that's a little less talented. But you can't use that anymore. These guys got to play. It's all hands on deck. I'll tell you this right now. We needed everybody down to the damn water boy to win that Seattle game. And that's what it's going to be like every week.
Well,
Nobody can sit back.
And also on the, if you're going to draft a lot of guys, if you're going to bring a lot of rookies to camp, if you're going to promote a bunch of rookies to be on your roster, guess what you got to do? You got to play the
Play
rookies.
him. You got to play him.
I can't beat teams with 53-man rosters with 42 guys because I got all these rookies that are redshirting that I can't trust. So if you're on the roster, you got to play, and you got to contribute. I think everything you said about Mustafa is right on. I don't know that he's a true coverage safety. He might have some box safety tendencies, but he moves better than Huff. He hits bigger than Huff. I think he's got more. I mean, I hate to say Huff's overrated because I love Huff, but Huff is just, people rate him so highly, and I think there's more flaws in his game than people realize.
Yeah, Huff got to pin his ears back on a very talented defense. They kind of just let him loose when he got here, and the defense was remarkably talented when Huff first got here. So there was opportunities for him to just pin his ears back and be instinctive. And you know what I mean? And I love Huff. It's not here to say that he's overrated, but as the team has kind of regressed to the mean a little bit, you need plus players, not additions. You need guys that are actually going to be, how can I put it, foundational pieces to the defense.
Yeah, you need to keep drafting pillars, not
pillars.
Just,
yes.
It's not about window coverings. You need foundation issues. You need a roof. You need a floor. You need walls. You need foundation things. You don't need, little decorative pieces. I mean, I think teams that win a lot and then get into the draft and are like, you know what we really need is we need a third down receiving back that can, stop what
you find that
guys get old quick in the NFL. You need to keep building. It's like the Golden Gate Bridge. They painted orange or red or whatever color you want to call it. They get from one end to the other end. Guess what they do? They go back and they start painting it again because the salt, eats it away. Well, it's the same kind of thing on an NFL roster. You got to build, and when you're done building, you got to keep building because somebody's getting hurt. Somebody's career is going to get cut short. Somebody, you know what I'm saying? You never stop building, and you got to look for building blocks, guys that are starters. I always hate when they're, we feel like we can go with a punter. We feel like we're looking for this, a specialty piece. I need a blah, blah, blah. Stop looking for specialty pieces and keep building foundation of your O-line, D-line. I think when you get away from that, when you start getting cute and start getting fancy, you look around and go, oh, shit, our roster's gotten old. You got to keep building. You got to keep drafting. I mean, look at the Chiefs. Look at the best teams in football. They keep some of the Chiefs' best players are guys like Nick Bolton and Trent McDuffie. And why? Because they
foundational pieces.
They keep drafting foundational pieces. And playing them a significant amount.